usually do.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Excuse me. And welcome to the July 8th, 2021 Hillsborough Planning Board meeting. Please join me in the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be advised this meeting has been duly advertised according to Section 5 of the Open Publics Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, otherwise known as the Sunshine Law. Notice of the 2021 annual meeting schedule has been provided to the officially designated newspapers. The Township Clerk posted on the Township's website and available at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex. Further notice has been provided to the same that as of the beginning of this month, the remainder of the 2021 Planning Board meeting schedule will be held in person at the Peter J. Biondi Building. Live virtual participation will no longer be available. In addition, application documents have been made available on the Township's website, on their Civic Clerk website. Complete application files are available in the Planning and Zoning Department for inspection according with the open public meeting notice. And with that, may I have a roll call?
Mr. Hennick, Deputy Mayor Delport, Vice Chair Julian are absent. Mr. Chicarelli.
Here.
Mr. Peason.
Here.
Mr. Scobell.
Here.
Mr. Santa Rita.
Here.
Mr. Wagner.
Here.
Mr. Hestag.
Here.
Mayor Lapani.
Present.
Chair Swash.
Here. And also a roll call of any professionals
Matthew. Here. Here.
and yourself.
Me.
There you
Yes.
go. Yes. Okay. We do have a short meeting agenda this evening. We do not have any consideration of meeting minutes, resolutions, no planning board business, nor consideration of ordinance. We do have an applicant here this evening that is requesting an adjournment and an extension of time of decision. And I was going to ask if the board, if I could move that up rather than go to business from the floor at this time.
So moved. Motion.
Move it.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. So this evening, we have JSM at Hillsborough LLC, file number 20-PB-09-MSPV. I'm not going to read the description because I think we've read that a few times. But the applicant's attorney is here this evening to request an adjournment from this evening's meeting, and also requesting a time of decision to October 29th of this year. And with that, Counselor.
Thank you. Irina Elgar from Weingarten Law Firm, and I'm here on behalf of JSM.
You move the bike.
Oh.
Sorry.
We're back to those favorite.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Sorry about that, I know.
Sorry.
I took a little hiatus, so. Irina Elgar from Weingarten Law Firm on behalf of JSM at Hillsborough. And I'm here to ask for the adjournment, just as the Chairman had indicated. And I understand you have a full hearing available in October on the 21st. So we're asking for that date. You would accommodate us.
We don't meet on October 21st.
We
Oh, what
have,
is it? I'm sorry. Was it a?
we have October 7th, 14th, and a business meeting on the 28th that we could use.
Oh, okay. I'm
But
sorry. I thought you mentioned October 21st.
Oh, no. I just was saying the time of decision was till October 29th.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Gotcha.
But-
So we're looking for, I understand you have something on September for the full, we wouldn't be able to put our case on for the entire hearing. So we're looking for, October then.
Okay. David, you got the schedule?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
We don't have an official agendas yet, but we do have several applications, large applications that are lining up for September, October, November, which will, for the most part, each one will take up one, if not two meetings. Right now, October is open, but as you know, this is the 5th request for an adjournment where we hold an entire meeting open. We have, as I said, a half a dozen applications lining up. So if we blow a whole night again, somebody else has to wait. So my question is to the counselor, when will you have the plans revised?
We will be ready for the October.
Well, we've been told that for 5 times now.
Well, I understand that it has been a few times for Germans. I apologize for that. And I apologize on behalf of my client. But
Well, I would suggest, if possible, for the board to consider that when they are ready to come in, when they actually come in with revised plans, we set a date.
well, from what I understand, we're not that far off, so I understand.
I'm sorry, but
Well, Counselor, so if you're not that far off, then essentially if you can get the plans to David,
Mhm.
we have another meeting that we can set up and then put that date to you. I think to be fair to both people who are waiting and this board, who are now here on a meeting that we made especially for you, that let's show a little initiative, so to speak,
Mhm.
provide the plans to David. When it's a complete package, then we will schedule a date for October. Just to alleviate any concerns and be fair to that doesn't happen again.
So you would schedule a special hearing, you're saying?
No, I'm saying if you're that close to getting plans done, get the plans to David. If David seems it's complete, we will schedule a date at that
Oh,
time.
okay,
in
as a
October.
regular meeting, okay.
It's a regular meeting. But, just to, again, put a meeting out there on the hope that you'll have plans ready, as you're suggesting, which we can all hope for. And then we
I
bump
understand.
another person who is ready and willing and able. And then have this come up again and ask for extensions. I think it'd just be more prudent to just provide the plans to the department, and then we will schedule a meeting.
Okay. And if, just as an example, if I have the plans ready in 2 weeks, would that be something you can?
for October, sure.
I think that's fair, Mayor. It's-
I agree. Unlike the Zoom meetings where we just kind of
Yeah.
stumble in front of our computers.
And that would require a new notice,
And
I
then we
think,
need to notice, yes.
because we don't have
Right,
dates.
new notice, and I think also, again,
So tentatively in October, but
Right.
pending their submission of the revised plans.
Correct.
Yeah, I would like
Appreciate
to suggest also, as soon as those plans are done, if you get them into Mr. Maskey, the sooner you could get on and we can hear you. Thank you.
So I'll make a motion to give them the extension of time, and the date would be subject to them submitting a complete package of plans to the planning department
and would that be with or without renotice?
and with notice.
With notice.
And I'll second that.
And giving Mr. Maskey the ability to schedule it.
Yes.
He doesn't have to come back to the board.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So Mayor made the motion.
I'll second.
Ron seconded. Any comments from the dais? Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Chicarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Beeson?
Yes.
Mr. Turbo?
Yes.
Mr. Senator Armita?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Mr. Estek?
Yes.
Mayor LaPlante?
Yes.
Chair Schwartz?
Yes.
Hope to see you soon.
I do too.
Until Mr. Wolf said we miss him.
I'm sorry, everybody's time is
No.
valuable, so.
All right, just stay dry.
Too.
All right. Okay. So with that, I'm just going to go back to the agenda. The only item that is left is business from the floor for matters not on the agenda. If anyone would like to provide any commentary to the board, please come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
Maria Janusik, 720 East Frick Avenue, Manville, New Jersey. I'm also a Hillsborough Township property owner, Block 86, Lot 3, 2155 Camp Lane Road. I didn't catch the name of the attorney who was here representing JSM. Irina,
Elgart, E-L-G-A-R-T.
I'm sorry, what?
Elgart,
Elgart.
E-L-G-A-R-T, Elgart.
Elgart, okay. And the reason for the adjournment is because they're still working on the plans?
Correct.
Okay, and are they needed to, are they required, is there going to be with or without notice for that
It was
next
with.
following meeting? With?
It'll be with notice.
With, okay, all right. So now, in regard to ordinance 2021-12, it's an ordinance to amend, revise, and supplement Chapter 188, the L1, L2, L3 light industrial districts. And in the body of the ordinance, it says that an order was entered by Honorable Kevin M. Shanahan, that's the presiding judge of the Civil Division, on June 7th. and the township, that is the governing body, is required to amend its zoning ordinance in order to make the application submitted by Campus Associates LLC. Let's see here. So that they can be permitted to construct the inclusionary residential development, and and that will be without the need of any variance or waiver relief. Campus Associates application was denied.
Correct, and they filed a lawsuit, and that we had a hearing, or no, well, there was a hearing on that, and what you just read was the judge's orders or decision.
Okay. I submitted a request for government records through Oprah. I asked for a copy of the resolution regarding Campus Associates, which documents the planning board's decision to deny the application of Campus. And the response was, to date, the resolution has not been brought before the board to be memorialized. Now, doesn't the judge need to have the resolution to see why the application was denied before he can work on anything regarding an appeal?
He had the transcripts and and didn't need the resolution. He had the transcripts of all the orders. He also had the briefs of the parties.
Well, there are transcripts, but the resolution definitely states why it was denied, and so
Right.
he has to base his decision based on why the resolution was denied.
Yes, so-
Yes?
yes.
And he had the transcripts.
And he had the
and if-
transcripts, and we raised the issue that there wasn't a resolution at this point, and it was premature, and His Honor decided to enforce the motion to enforce litigants' rights pursuant to the settlement agreement between the Township and Campus Associates.
Okay, all right, well, this ordinance is in regard to section 188-106 L1, L2, L3, light industrial districts. But then there is an ordinance 2019-20. It's an ordinance to amend the I3 light industrial zone to create a multifamily inclusionary overlay district. And the property of Campus Associates, Block 58, Lot 1.01, is in the I3 light industrial zone. So what does it have to do with the L1, L2, L3 light industrial districts?
I think that's just the title of the section.
It's what?
I think it's just the
It's an
title.
overlay district in the I3 zone.
So what does this ordinance for the L1, L2, and L3 have to do with Campus Associates
They're
application?
located in the I3 zone, inside the overlay district within the
There is an
I3.
I3,
That's right,
there is an I1, I2, I3 light industrial zone, and
correct.
here it's saying L1, L2, L3. So these are two separate things. There is an ordinance that created the L1 or LI light industrial zone,
They're all,
which is
all the
separate.
I'm sorry, all the industrial districts are considered light industrial. They're all light industrial, and there's an I1, an I2, and I3. The campus property is located in the I3 zone within an overlay district that was adopted some year or two ago to permit that development.
And we're going around in circles again because there is an I3 and there apparently, based on this ordinance, there is an L3. So
Same
I don't
thing.
understand where this proper Campus Associates property is located.
It's the same place it's always been.
Where is that?
Off of Route 206 in the I3 zone.
On Campus Drive.
Thank you.
Okay, so then it's not in the L3 zone, it is in the I3 zone. Now, also, I believe that there was an application by Campus Associates back in 2010 where they were looking for I believe it was a use variance, and that use variance was denied. So doesn't that use variance go with the property and that property?
That-
variance was
Well,
denied?
look. Ms. Janasek, you asked all these questions at the Township Committee meeting 2 weeks ago, because I stood basically behind you at that spot, and we went over the issue of the 2010, and if whatever you didn't cover, Merrill covered on the issue. The use variance was denied by the zoning board, and since it was denied, it doesn't run with the land, because what runs with the land has to be approved. Use variances don't run with the land if they're denied. So therefore, there is no use variance. There is no approval for the property prior to the 2019 settlement agreement, and the ordinance is currently before the governing body for consideration on second reading, in accordance with Judge Shanahan's decision.
So when was this, so there was an appeal, there was an appeal of the decision of the planning board?
Yeah, there were actually two appeals. There was an appeal of the decision of the planning board, and there was an appeal by by Campus Associates contending that we had violated the provisions of the settlement agreement by not amending the ordinance when the planning board turned down the application to change the ordinance to make it an as-of-right ordinance. And this was related to the appeal, what was known as a motion to enforce litigants' rights.
And so when was this appeal heard? Is there a docket number for this?
The docket number on this was SOM-L-900-15. It's all part of the Township's affordable housing litigation. And it was heard by Judge Shanahan, it was decided by Judge Shanahan on June the 7th in a rather lengthy decision His Honor rendered, finding that the board had violated the provisions of the ordinance and the township had violated the provisions of the settlement agreement.
Okay, so this ordinance allows Campus to have their application approved without the need of a variance or waiver relief.
That's
Or
correct.
also, it says here, there shall not be any obligation on the developer of the project to provide a downstream drainage study with respect to the viability of the 42-inch pipe that is located under Dukes Parkway. So that was never explained during any of the meetings in regard to Campus Associates, what this 42-inch pipe and where it drains. And there's a lot of flooding issues, and yet and Judge Kevin M. Shanahan is approving their application, and they don't have to have a variance or waiver or any information about the pipe. They can just go ahead and do what they want.
You
Is that
got it.
correct?
Correct.
You got it right.
Correct?
Yep.
Thank you.
Anything
Thank
else
you.
you want? Is that it?
Okay. I don't see anyone else in the audience this evening, so we'll be moving on. Just before we go for adjournment, are we able to cancel the business meeting of the 22nd?
Well, right now, the way things shape up, July 22nd is the business meeting. We have no agenda.
Okay.
August, as you know, there are no meetings traditionally scheduled. The next regular meeting would be September 2nd.
All right, and we know Mr. Bernstein is,
Mr. Chairman, I am asking the board to authorize the chair to call a special meeting between tonight's meeting and the September 2nd meeting, if necessary, related to, I would assume, Campus Associates.
and that's Mr. Bernstein making that request, not me.
With the meeting would be to hear the application, Mr. Bernstein? You would imagine.
Assuming an application is submitted and we end up with a time frame issue.
For the time of decision.
Yeah, I would like to avoid.
Can you put the microphone so,
Yes, I would like to avoid a time of decision issue. I would like to avoid another quote trip, close quote, because it actually isn't a true trip, another Zoom trip to Somerville over these issues, just in case. If they don't get it in the timely fashion and we can put it on in September, we're going to put it on in September. But expect them to come back. They had indicated to the court that they have and these were their words, a shovel-ready application. So if you have a shovel-ready application, I'm assuming that once if the ordinance is adopted and it's published and goes into effect, that they will be in shortly thereafter, which may mean the need for a meeting in August. I know that the board has never, at least in the 20 years I've been here, hasn't done it, but this one may not be out of your control.
So, but can we actually have a meeting if we still have litigation pending?
The answer is, the litigation is no longer pending.
decisions?
His Honor has rendered a final decision on the motion to enforce litigants' rights.
Okay.
And the separate planning board situation, I was actually supposed to have a conference call this afternoon, and that got canceled because ostensibly it got subsumed in Judge Shanahan's decision on the motion to enforce litigants' rights.
Do we know, Mr. Bernstein,
Yes,
would
sir.
it fall on a normal Thursday that we already would have a meeting like the first and third?
That,
Could be a
all I'm
Monday.
asking is for you to give the
Okay.
chair the call.
Okay.
If it can fit on a quote, normal close quote Thursday, so be it. Obviously, it can't fall on certain Tuesday nights because the committee has this desperate need to meet. There may be zoning board nights, et cetera. You need to move it
Right.
within the confines. Obviously, the objective is not to do it in August.
Right.
But I want to give the chair the option to do it in case it avoids other tangential problems.
Understood, thank you.
I'll make a motion to authorize the chair to do that.
And cancel the
From
July
a
20th.
practical standpoint, you'd have to get a roll call to get a quorum anyway, so
To get the point, we just need
5.
5? Okay, so we don't need any super majority or anything, so, okay,
There are no variances and no waivers.
that's right. And can you also amend it to cancel the July 22nd business meeting?
and to cancel the July 22nd business meeting.
Nice,
Second.
okay. Any final comments?
Yeah, I would just say maybe gauge availability for the
Well-
first 2 weeks.
Well, what I was gonna just ask is if everyone can kind of either provide the planning office dates that you're not available, you know, as they come up. I mean, obviously, I know stuff comes up during the summer, but, you know, but if you can at least get an initial list, we know.
Thursdays.
Well, any days, and we'll see where it all falls.
Yeah, and just so you know, they still have to do a 10-day notice. They still have to go through the same process. The ordinance will, if it's approved Tuesday night, it would become official on publication, which is approximately the 23rd of July. So you start counting 10 days from the normal dates in August would have been the 5th and the 12th. So the 5th starts to get kind of tight,
Mhm.
maybe the 12th. But again, as Eric said, we don't know when exactly they'll be at our door with the application.
Any other comments?
It is also possible we may have to do is rearrange some of those people who are supposedly waiting online to get heard in September may also have to.
Right.
If it gets to that point. I just want to give the committee that, the boards give me that option.
Okay. All right, any other comments? No? Roll call, please.
Mr. Chicarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Beeson?
Yes?
Mr. Stovall?
Yes.
Mr. Senator Armita?
Yes.
Mr. Wagner?
Yes.
Mr. Hestag?
Yes.
Mayor LaHoney? Yes. Chair Sarachi?
Yes, so with that, unless you hear otherwise from me or from the planning office, we'll see everybody on September
I just have
2nd.
one other request, as long
Okay.
as you're advising the planning department on availability for August, you might want to advise Ms. Paget on your availability for September the 2nd. It is the Thursday before the Labor Day weekend,
Mhm.
and the Jewish holidays right after, so.
Okay.
That becomes another forum issue.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So with that, hopefully we don't see each other until September 2nd, and I can wish everyone a good rest of the summer. And with that, I'd like to entertain a motion of adjournment.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right. See everyone.
Hopefully around Labor Day.